So Space Station 14 is a heck of a lot of things that can knock you out of the round, eliminate you, and other YouTube-friendly words for you not being able to play anymore and not being alive inside of the medical bay. In order to help you survive your very first couple rounds in Space Station 14, here's a quick guide of every alert level and everything that can kill you inside that alert level. Please note, two very, very important things. One, the amount of things that can eliminate you in a round is longer than the Constitution of America. Not a joke. There are severe uncommon things that can cause different things, different associations, yada yada yada. Additionally, this is not covering individual players. If some cadet decides to go full-on shit-sack and start gunning you down, I don't really have a guide how to survive that, because that's such an uncommon occurrence and is entirely dedicated to one player deciding to be annoying. The same goes for self-antagonists, and a fair bit of the syndicate agent checklist, I guess. Also, a fair bit of these issues are caused by each other. Like a Tesla loose will cause spacings, a singularity will cause radiation problems, etc., etc. Also, the alert status is entirely dedicated to what people think the alert status should be. Well, obviously, you shouldn't call red for a singular bombing. Sometimes command is, incompetent, shall we say. That, or there's an additional danger that you aren't currently dealing with on the station. Like, a Tesla loose is a yellow alert thing. However, it might be caused by the nukies, which are a red alert thing. Before we begin, like, comment, subscribe. Let's start off with a non-breathable atmosphere. You're going to start gasping, you're going to see on the side, not enough oxygen in the area. To solve this, you're going to open your bag by hitting E on it. You're going to open your survival kit by hitting E on it. You're going to take the breath mask and you're going to go to the bottom right and put that into the mask slot, like so. You're going to put the oxygen tank either into your pocket or, if you have a back piece equipped, into your back slot. And then you're going to hit the button on the right to turn on your internals. And that will solve all of your breathing issues. Your damage will start getting healed because asphyxiation damage heals on its own, and now we're going to talk about this special blue locker. Because if you don't happen to have enough oxygen supplies on you, you can find some here. You can also find a crowbar and a flashlight, two very useful pieces of equipment. We're going to take the crowbar for a demonstration in a second, and also within these lockers is an emergency EVA suit, another spare oxygen container, and another breath mask, if you somehow find yourself out of oxygen or without a mask. And now we're going to talk about the actual best way to avoid this situation. Just leave the area. If the oxygen problem, or any other problem, is contained to an area, just leave. Walk out of it. Go somewhere else. There's air in this area, so I'm not having a breath issues. Just leave the problem. Clean up some trash. Why not? However, because we're a good tighter who wants the best for the station, we're going to go onto the radio and report this issue to the engineering department so that they can assist in solving it. Now let's say you need to go back through this area to get to somewhere else that you need to go. How do you tell if there's air in the area? You can tell with the magic of the air alarm. You notice this little thingy right here that's flashing red? This is the air alarm. And you can test the sensors, you can check the gases, and we can see there's no oxygen in this area, and that's what's causing the alarm. As such, we can just open the fire lock and walk through because there's no pressure issues and no poisonous gas in the area. Now let's say there were pressure issues, and to be more specific, let's say the area is spaced. Spacing can be caused by meteors, explosions, or just some guy with an RCD. Literally anything can cause spacing at this rate. You're going to notice that you're going to start taking damage rapidly. And you see on the side, low pressure in the area, you're also going to have the subsequent oxygen problems. You take a lot of damage very quickly, and your temperature also gets lowered very quickly because there's no warmth in space. So what we're going to do is we're going to put on our EVA suit, and we're going to turn on our oxygen. This will protect us from the spacings. However, the emergency EVA suit has a flaw. It doesn't protect you against cold damage. So we're going to do the next best thing and just leave the area. Once we're no longer spaced, we take off the suit, we go on our merry way. And we're going to report the spacing to engineer because we're, again, good boys and girls and NBs and whatever else you want to call yourself. But if you're selfish, you can also just use this reason for it. Teamwork helps prevent you from dying. So, report problems to the teammates, your crew, that can solve the issue that's killing you. Uh-oh, seems like their alert level's been raised to blue. There must be a thief, Sydney, or revolutionary up to no good on board. This is the default alert for any kind of minor problem or suspicious activity, including emagged doors, flashes being heard, people being converted, confirmed revolutionaries by security, and most of them are actually completely harmless to the average passenger, like you. Let's go down the list. Starting with the thief as the least dangerous, the thief's entire goal is to steal stuff. And if you're a passenger or someone whose job they aren't stealing from, you can essentially just ignore them, and they have no inspiration to hurt you. In fact, they literally can't. They have a pacifism implant for a reason. While they can spawn with bombs, if they're using those C4 to actively hurt people, like bombing crowds or something, help them. Thieves are not supposed to be damaging people as their main goal. That's the entire point of the job. Sydneys are the bread and butter antagonists, whose goals can vary between stealing a bunch of stuff, helping other Sydneys, or murdering half the station if they have die a glorious death. Because Sydneys have access to so many things, bombs, black hole grenades, gigantic bombs that blow up at the station, a lot of subterfuge options like teabag and literally prop art, there's no one way to avoid dying to a Sydney. But there are a couple ways you can avoid getting, murdered as an innocent bystander. Let's split them. First of all, let's talk about the murder kind of guys. You know, the guys that have die a glorious death, want to blow up half the station, those guys. If you see a person wearing a blood red hard suit or a full black hard suit, you need to follow these 3 simple steps. Step 1, run. Step 2, identify the problem. Go to a safe location or just a location surrounded by people or to security, anywhere that's not where the guy is, and declare blood red in location you came from. Or guy with a draw / e-sword / whatever weapon he had where you came from. Step 3. Avoid going into mates alone. Now that you've identified that you will in fact report suspicious activity because you're a good crew member, the antagonist will be on the lookout to try and take you out. Stay into a populated area and avoid the maintenance tunnels at all goddamn costs. You have a target on your back for doing the right thing. Revolutionaries is a flawed game mode that often results in it being the most dangerous of the 3. If your goal is just to survive, you'll want to avoid flash protection at all costs and follow anyone's instructions that anyone gives to you. If some random dude tells you, follow me into mains, you follow them into mains. If security tells you, come here and get mine shielded, you come there and get mine shielded. If your objective is purely to survive, you need to pick a side as quickly as possible. If you do get converted into being a revolutionary, don't worry about it. Do not give security a reason to shoot you and all will be fine. You can still contribute to the revolution by healing them, giving them supplies, etc. And whatever you do not welder bomb security, they're just gonna shoot you. If you do get mind shielded, you need to stick with security or other mind shielded people at once. Revolutionaries now see you as a target because they can't convert you into one of them. And now we're on yellow alert. Yellow alert can mean one of 3 things. Either 1, a large amount of the station is uninhabitable due to spacings, gas, hot gas, whatever. Just follow the spacing advice from earlier, except spread that to a larger area. Or we have a loose. And if you don't know what a loose is, this is a loose. I think it's pretty safe to say we want to avoid this thing at all costs, right? In order to avoid a Tesla loose, there are 3 things you can do. Step 1, don't let it loose in the first place. Engineering creates both the singularity and the Tesla ball to generate power, and if they don't let it loose, you will never need to worry about it. But in the event it gets sabotaged, blown up, or looses due to incompetence, here's what you can do about it. The most dangerous of the 2 is the Tesla, but it's also the hardest to let loose. The Tesla will seek out and electrocute anything that's powered, including doors, machines, substations, anything. Insulated gloves will protect you from the electric shocks that are being delivered to you, but not from the explosions of the machines or the spacing. For that, you need a hard suit. And I will say, the entire station is going to be spaced, so emergency EVA will not cut it. Get a hard suit, like any of the department hard suits, salve hard suits, or an EVA suit from EVA. Touching the ball itself will completely remove you from everything in reality. Do not touch the main ball at any costs. And the only other thing is, call evac. Because if the Tesla is loose, the entire station is doomed, the round is over. If evacuation is not called, you need to work with the rest of the crew to get it called as soon as possible, because you do not have infinite oxygen. While the Singularity may not be able to actively seek out powered things and destroy them, it gains size from eating things and is constantly outputting a crap ton of radiation. So if you want to survive, you need a radioactive protection hard suit as fast as possible. The gold standard are the engineering hard suits, and especially the chief engineer's hard suits, but any hard suit will do in this situation. And additionally, if you see your screen start to warp, you need to move the other direction. Oh great, it's Violet. Whoa, I wonder what game mode it is. Violet used to contain all the virus threats, colds, flus, the plague, until the entire mechanic got removed for being way too metagamey and kind of terribly designed. And now purple just means zombies. That's it. If it's purple, either someone misclicked or it's zombies. There is no in between. To survive a zombie round, just don't engage with the zombies. Hide in a locker and mates or something. But if you do have to fight them, remember, lasers and welding tools do more damage because they're weaker to heat damage and all that crap. But in reality, if you don't have armor on, you want to run. Because one bite can infect you. And unless Chem has the cure, you are not surviving getting infected. Oh boy, red alert. Something is incredibly wrong or someone is incredibly dumb. Well, this isn't part of the standard operating procedure anymore, mostly because it got removed. This usually falls as an excuse for Sec to equip the long rifles and all the other good crap in their armory. Let's start off with the least dangerous thing that necessitates a red alert. And that is the Cindy's, again, actually. If the Cindy's cause enough destruction, do enough damage to enough heads of staff, departments, or just take out enough people, Command might find it necessary to do a red alert for them, just so that security can get out and get their guns, which, again, isn't part of SOP anymore, but people act like it is. I don't know why. Ninjas are also a thing that can cause red because a single ninja can cause an immense amount of damage to anyone in its way. Ninjas have a bomb, incredible emagging tools that can emag several doors at once, and a teleport, and invisibility, and all of that is on a recharge that they just have to take from the station's power. It's pretty good. A ninja's objectives, while aren't strictly murder, will result in murders anyway. They can mess with security's wanted console, setting everyone to wanted. They can steal size technology, which will put them back into the damn Stone Age. But the most dangerous thing they do is calling it a threat, which usually results in the next big thing that comes from Reds, the Space Dragon. In addition to summoning a portal that summons infinite amounts of carps, which, if you don't know what a carp is, take a piranha and make it as big as you. Yeah, that. Dragons also have a fireball, which sets off residual explosions, dealing immense damage to anyone in their path, shoot through literal walls, and eat people. A dragon is by far the most dangerous lone threat of the station, and a single dragon can destroy the entire station if security doesn't have enough resources or doesn't respond properly. And a red is the default alert for a dragon. There's no, oh, it's not causing that much damage. A dragon will cause the end of a station if not dealt with immediately and lethally. To deal with a dragon and ninja, you need to do the exact same thing as a passenger with no equipment. Get the hell away from them. Do not stand between them and their objectives. If you see a carp, if you see the ninja, if you see the dragon, get to the other side of the station immediately. Do not attempt to engage. You will lose. And as for the final common red alert thing, well, the nuclear operatives are an existential threat to every single person on the station because their objective is to detonate the entire station with everyone in it. If you are not actively working against the nukies, you are doomed, along with everyone else on board. Do not let the nukies get the disc. If you can't find any, weapons, armor, any combat materials, you can still help by dragging dead people to medbay, reinforcing, or just calling out their location whenever you see them. Again, you need to work against them or else you're doomed. I will not be giving a full explanation because this video is both A, long enough, and B, not an in-depth guide to each of these mechanics. If you want to know how to fight Nukies, I advise looking at other guides such as Lilton Heads and maybe some gameplay from Enrico. They're two YouTubers that I've learned a lot from. To finish this video, let's talk about the special alerts. These are AdBeam exclusive, with one exception.
There are 120 seconds left before the detonation of the warhead. Please proceed to the evacuation.
Death to Nanotransit! Glory to Peachburger! Delta Alert is the only of the three special alert statuses that can be actually done without AdBeam intervention. It just means the nuke is armed. And I don't think I need to explain what happens when a nuclear bomb goes off on the station. Do I? I think that's a little obvious. The only way to survive a Delta Alert is to either have the evac shuttle arrive in time, which is almost never going to happen, or defuse the nuclear bomb. So, if you aren't actively rushing at the nuke with all the rest of the crew, you're going to die. Like, you're done. It's over. I don't know how to explain enough that there is a literal nuclear bomb about to go off. You will not survive it. Gamma Alert denotes a AdBeam event, like Darcy spawning, a sentient Tesla, whatever. If Gamma Alert's happening, anything could show up. I don't have advice because it could be literally anything.
Station is now under central command.
Epsilon Alert means Central Command is setting a death squad to destroy everyone and everything on the station. You have successfully managed to annoy me, the CEO of Peachburger, enough to the point where I am setting a death squad to wipe out the station. This is what you get for crossing Peachburger. There is no surviving the death squad. Goodbye.